So I think I'm really decent at quizzes. Well, the Wi-Fi cut off really quick then, and and I just got this. We were talking about paranoia before, and I just wondered because I get this paranoia, and I don't even take drugs. Where I thought that if they see me outside the shop, if they see me outside the shop and the Wi-Fi goes down, I assume that they've gone into the bike and cut off the fucking Wi-Fi feed. This is how I think. And I did have a funny thing to say then, but I forgot it. So I wonder if it'll come back. No. Oh yeah, that was it. So when I was working for Uber, I went to a late at night. I had to pick this order up. It was about 11 o'clock, something like that. Between like 10:30, 11:30, I had to pick this order up, and the front door was closed. And so I went round. I went round to the bike. I had to pick this order up, and so I was banging on the window for them to, help me and bring the order. And I was just like reminiscent of the undergraduate where Austin Duffman, is it Austin Duffman? Or is that Duff Beer? Austin Duffman beer. He's banging on the windows. It was just fucking like that. I was banging on the window for about 30 seconds and no one was fucking paying attention to me. Two people at the counter were getting married and having fucking cheeseburgers and chips. So I went round to the other side and the other door was open. And that is one of the many anecdotes that I have about my life in Japan. Fuck it, I know I pissed everyone off from before. Geek. Who else was there? Ed, pissed him off. Pissed Geek off. Pissed Kent off. Fucking North Korean loving commie. And Mew Mew, another North Korean loving. I can't figure that out. Do they love and respect North Korea or do they just hate them? I couldn't figure it out. Let me know. I went to the supermarket and got a can of beer for about 280 yen. How much is a can of beer in your place? Hey, I've just been talking about you. Yeah. Whether you and Kent are North Korean commie loving people or just suspicious, what is it? Let me know. I've just got another beer. Could be cooler. And 2 slices of pork. I've got 1 slice of bread left in the house, and I've got a few tomatoes. So I've been making a tomato and pork toasty. Yeah, I'm in a really good mood today. These last few days I've been relaxing. Oh no, without a doubt. But how the fuck did you save it? But my friend, you know what he said about China? He said he wants all the world to get together and fucking turn China into a desert. That's what he said. No, of course, but the thing is, it's just like the Americans have been brainwashed. And there was a program once, and these American doctors, they were all kinds of doctors, I think. And but one part of it could have been all kinds. It could have been like eye specialists, and they went to Korea. And a lot of these Korean people have cataracts, and we were talking about that the other day. And they had cataracts, and they carried out these operations. These were American doctors. They carried out these operations free of charge. It was like because a lot of doctors do this, all over the world. A lot of doctors do this where they help people, and so they cured these people because all they did was they just removed the cataracts from their eyes, and the people could see again. And the first thing that one of them said, "Give me a gun now, and I will go and kill those bastard Americans." And this is the problem, Mew. They're brainwashed. They're really brainwashed. Basically, most people are good people, and it's as simple as that. Mm. Now I've just. Oh, what's this here? What's this? And I see that bicycle there. I am sure it was over there like 5 minutes ago when I went into the shop. And that is the rustiest. That is the rustiest, oldest bicycle I've ever seen. That is being used. Is being used. I've got two bicycles over there. I took them off the truck this morning. I might even use one to go home on. Yeah, of course. Yeah, yeah. It's fucking. And I think that one thing that stands out is that the height of the people. They're very, very small. The minimum height to get in the army is they had to reduce it to 5'3" a few years ago. And basically that is the test of a system of how well your country is doing, is the height of your people. And if you look at for example America, they had the tallest people in the world, the biggest people in the world, because they had all the farms, they had all the food, but now that's changed because the Mexicans. I'm just about to say, I don't know what the fuck am I sure. But it's like Japan, like the average size here. If you go into a shop, the shoes are like, I'm 5'8", so but the shoes are like between. My son is 6'4", he's very big, but the average height of the young Japanese now is about 5'9", 5'10", so they are getting bigger, but their feet are still small. Wow, yeah. I think they say the tallest people in the world are the Dutch. On average, about 6 foot. But then again, it really doesn't mean anything. I think maybe one day I was bragging off about how big my son was, and someone said to me, "Yeah, but tall people die early," which is true. They die sooner. So don't marry any 2-meter guys. That's my advice. Unless you insure them first. This is where I used to sit. See that over there? I used to sit down there with a kind of chew eye and like broadcast. These days have changed now. I am getting more richer as we talk. I will soon be able to pay off the debt I owe to my daughter. That's good. Yeah, the thing is, if you're in Japan, if you're in Japan and you see a guy that is like over 6 foot, it's just fucking, it's so rare. It's so rare to see a guy over 6 foot. If you go to America, you know, if you're in America, like, you just see these massive fucking people, really tall people. Oskar-sama. Kagi, no, she not. Just talking to the, girl from the, one of the staff at the Gusto. I think, yeah, 6 foot is maybe 183, something like that. My son is 194, so he's about 6'4". Well, so if I'm 174. Yeah, so 6 foot will be 183, 184. Wait, 5'11", 5'11" is not sure. I wish I was 5'11". If I'd have got fucking better food from my mom, I might have been 5'11". My brothers are maybe, my one youngest brother is maybe just a little bit shorter than me, and the other one is 5'6". So I'm the tallest in my family, I think. But for my age, I was the average height. Oh, foot, 5'8" is 174 centimeters, or maybe just a little bit bigger. My wife was 172. No, but what I'm saying is because when I stand up, when they get measured, I stand up straight, and so people think I always stand up straight. I walk straight, and people think I'm taller than I am because I don't slouch. No time for slouching. That's what I said to my son. Don't fucking bend your back. I had a mate when we were teenagers. I had a mate, young Chris, and he was over 6 foot. But the thing was, he would always bend down. He would always bend over to talk to people or to listen to people, and he ended up with like a fucking arch back. And I said, that's why I said to my son, never bend down to talk or listen to people. You stand up straight. Because it's not going to help you if you've got an arched back. So. I also told him not to make fun of people that were short, like chibi short people. I had a mate that was, I think he was 6 foot, and he was always going on about, you know, like shorter people are like angry or little Napoleons or something like this. But if you get a person that is like very tall and he's like mimicking or making fun of short people, tall people are making fun of them. And my granddad, he was short. He was about 5'5", my granddad, and he was Irish. And he told me this story. He was in a petrol station, and someone came in with a truck, and he said to my granddad, "Get out of the fucking way, you midget," or something derogatory. And he said that to my granddad. And he was a tailor, and he picked up his like very sharp hammer from his truck, and he goes, "I'll put this through your fucking head." And then this guy just disappeared. So, you know, that's why I said to my son, don't make fun of short people, ever. I mean, God, I was just giving you a massive speech, and it was about like kitchens and dishes, kitchens, dishes, plates, and washing liquid, and you missed it. Oh my God. I, oh dear, it was a fantastic story. My internet went down. Do you know what WTF means? 164. Finnish people are short, are they? I didn't know. What is that? Yeah, I think that's probably the same size as my daughter. My wife is my wife is 172. Yeah, 5'4". Yeah, I think that's the same as my daughter and my mum and my sister. So about 5'3", 5'4". Anyway, don't worry about it, Titch. So are Finnish people short? So Finnish people are shorter than the Swedes, but are they next? Are the Finnish people next door to the Swedes? Yeah. Well, the thing is, my first serious girlfriend, she was very very short and heavy, but the thing is, she was cool because the thing that I like best about short women is when they wear flat shoes. They don't wear high heels to build them up. They wear flat shoes. That's the coolest thing about short women. Yeah, but there are things like, for example, in Holland, where it's very tall, they're very tall, and there are certain men and women in Holland where they will not go out with a person that is shorter than a certain height, men and women, and which I think is fucking insane. Because if you fall in love with someone, you fall in love with someone, and so whether they're tall or small, but there is a definite thing. Oscar, oh, at least the other girl said hello. So, but there is a thing where, you know, like I had a 6 foot girlfriend once. She was black, and she would always say to me, when we went into a bar, she would say, "Let's sit down," because she was embarrassed that I was shorter than her. But it didn't mean a fuck to me. I did not care one bit that she was a lot taller than me. I didn't care. I really didn't. No. So, and I think that's the same. I think when people are really, really tall, like 6'5", 6'6", and more. So if you get a really tall person, man or woman, they want a small partner because they want to make a shorter or average sized person. No, shimata yo. Closed. No, no, 7時、8時終わり. Everywhere is closed. Everywhere. There's just the supermarket. The supermarket is open. Yeah, we said, like I said before, these places they're closing at 7 o'clock and 8 o'clock, but but at least they're open. So what do you mean with the female insecurities? What do you mean by that, Mew? I am sure in the Western world there are a lot of women that they won't. They if a guy is shorter than them, they won't like go out with that guy, which is a bit silly, really. So, and on the other hand, there are guys, for example, if they're 5 foot, let's say they're 5'6", 7, 8, 9, 10, they won't go out with tall women, which is taller women than themselves, which is also silly. I don't understand that what you're saying there, Sochan, because if they're whole thing, for example, where if they want to kiss their boyfriend, then they want to kiss a man that is taller than them. So they want to reach up. They want to reach up and kiss the man, and but, But I think it's more man's insecurity that he would not go with a taller woman. This woman, she's 6'3", and she's absolutely beautiful. But I just wonder, why. Or so this most beautiful woman, and people say, no, you're too tall for me. That's silly. Yeah, yeah. Well, I don't know if you know the guy from The Office, the Stephen Merchant. He's very tall and skinny, but he's also very, very funny. So I don't think I don't think he's got any problems. All right, Dougie. It's closed.
It's closed.
They're all closed. They're all but don't forget in England. They're not. Nothing's open. America is nothing's. So this. So this is good. You just gotta. You have to finish work earlier or come out earlier. So. Bad. Yeah, we're the best at we're the best at being the worst in the world. 100. No, 100,000 dead. So how many in Brazil?
In Brazil.
200,000 dead, but it's a lot bigger population, yeah. This is Dougie. He's Brazilian, and he speaks good English. Are you Brazilian as well? Omedeto.
So nice to see you.
Hi, obrigado.
See you, take care.
Take care. Bye bye.
Nice pronunciation.
See, my Portuguese is getting better. No, not usually, no. But he speaks good English. This guy, this guy, I met him in a izakaya, and we were talking. It was like No, one. I'm telling you now that we were talking. There were three Brazilian guys. I was talking to them. Each one of them had been robbed at gunpoint. Each one of them. A year ago, he was with two younger. Because I remember his name because he's got the same name as my. He's got the same name as my uncle who just died. And I said hello to him at this supermarket, and I said hello, and he said, because I couldn't understand what they were saying, and he said, "Oh, I said hello," and he goes, "Oh, do you know this guy?" And he said, "I don't know him." I am not kidding you. He said he does not know me, and I've known him for about fucking at least 4 or 5 years. But for some reason, he seemed to think that it was uncool for him to know an old guy. I felt a bit like Jesus. I mean, when they said to Peter, he refused. Peter said, "I don't know him. I don't know him. I don't know him." I went out for the drink, Last Supper. This guy turns up. I don't fucking know him. I was once. I played. I played football, and there were like on my football team there were like 3 or 4 policemen. And one night in town, there was like a fight, and one of the sergeant was called Pete, and so luckily I could help this guy because he was being arrested, and I said, "No, Pete, it's not him." So I don't know. You can never tell. You can never tell. They are taping this, and then when I become famous, they're gonna fucking come out with all these things that I've said when I'm drunk, and I'll just say, "Fuck them." But everything I say is all in comedy. Oh no, no, but there are people that they watch and for a long time and they don't say anything. Sometimes they're regulars. I hope I don't. No, I don't. I don't say anything bad about people that are like regular contributors to the stream. So I get angry sometimes, but I don't say anything bad. There you go, Richard Burns. Is this your first time, Richard? I don't know. I don't think I know him. Eh? Richard, that definitely sounds like England. Well, there you go. There you go, Sochan. It's just people just like to listen to it in the background. I've got a very seductive Yorkshire voice. What can you say? I remember when I went to America. I've been to America a few times, and I went into Von's supermarket, and this girl on the till, she said to me, "I love your accent," and I thought she was fucking taking the piss. I really did. I did not know that. She just said, "I love your accent." People don't usually pay me compliments because of the way I speak. And this girl was saying that. So he was, and that's it. That's the thing. But for me, it's the Scottish accent, which is cool. Taking the piss means like making fun of something or someone. For example, Boris Johnson is taking the piss out of the British public. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, but I think I don't know. Maybe you touched on that before. You know, when there are some fucking nasty people, without a doubt. Busting balls. I don't really. I don't use that one myself. I'm not sure that I don't think taking the piss is the same as busting balls. But busting balls is like an American expression. Oh dear. I was just. This is a piss-free. You want this one? Okay. I'm still using the basket. He's pissing on my trolley. He doesn't give a fuck. I went outside to do my job, and he gave me his urine muck. Yeah, that's why. Yeah, I suppose it is the same. Yeah. 700 yen. That is so fucking. That is very cheap. I would pay that. I would piss on the copper's feet, or the person that was taking the fine. When I pissed in a shop doorway when I was 18, this is like fucking for over 45, nearly 45 years ago, 44 years ago. But that was £40. £40. That is a fucking massive fine. But what I was concerned about, that I was pissing in the doorway, but what about the poor shopkeeper that's got piss in his doorway? Don't they get anything? £7,000 yen, 70,000 yen. Oh my god. What if you piss in the snow? Does that help? No, the thing is, it's not so bad in Japan if you like pulling to a side and things like that, because taxi drivers do it all the time. They put you in, well, because they're fucking busy. You can't. $70, yeah, 7,000 yen. But that I paid more than that fucking 40 years ago. They had to implement. Bastards. I'm sure that 40 quid 40 years ago is probably fucking 200 quid now. I know. I don't know. People are watching. I've said this before. When people watch, I don't say bad things about people that are watching about my regulars on, apart from Geek, because Geek knows that if he's my pal, and if I talk about him, then he'll come up in like, well, and Ed as well. They'll chirp up in like 1 or 2 minutes. Oh no, I just got right back from making a coffee. No, 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 it's fucking shite. It is shite. It's about 140 m. So when I wanted to tried to buy a house, and I asked my brothers to lend me some money. It was $260, 260 yen to £1. If they had lent me money at that price, I could have paid them back half price. Do you want to hear a funny joke about sex? I used to have a very good job and a very good salary. And so every year, me, the wife, and the kids, we would go to usually Hawaii, America. Where else did we go? Bali, England. Yeah, we went all over the place. And so I was on this. I just went by myself. We went to Hawaii, and we went into a. I went on a fishing trip in the bay in Hawaii, in Honolulu. Went in the bay, and there was, like there's about maybe 20 people, something like that, a small boat, and one. So there was the captain, and there was like his assistant was a Japanese girl, and so the part of this trip they give you the fishing rod, they give you the bait, and then you put your rod over the side, and then you try to catch fish. And there was a young Japanese boy, or maybe he was Japanese American. And so they made food for the trip. They made food so everyone could eat food. And so I can't remember if there was beer, but anyway there was food and people could like get sandwiches, like fucking hot dogs and burgers and things like that. And this young American Japanese boy went, or maybe he was an American boy, and he said to the Japanese girl, he said, "Is sex okay?" But in the West, sex is short for seconds. So if you have some food, if you have like a burger, and then you want another burger, it's seconds. But the short term of that is called sex. And so this young boy asked the Japanese girl, "Is it okay to get sex?" And so this Japanese girl was very, very... She just looked at this. So she looked at this boy that was like, 12, 13, 14. She didn't understand what sex was. And so I shagged her. But I think they managed to sort it out in the end. That's a cleaner joke, isn't it? Are you still there? So you could actually, I'm getting drunk now. So with that, when you say you could do a stand-up act saying the British pound seems to be worth a lot. Is anyone else there while Mew Mew is making a cup of coffee? Did anyone else find that funny? wonder if I'm getting in better shape now, because I used to sit down there on that step drinking a chew high, but now I'm stood up drinking a beer, 2 beers. Old guy found outside Japanese restaurant. Is anyone else there on my live stream? That's what I like. That is my dream. For people to watch and to say hello. Or send me cash. Or send me dough. Just made that song up. I should be a singer-songwriter.